What's up guys, Ryan Grabowski here coming at you with another video. Let me ask you a couple of questions. Number one, do you like money? Number two, do you like owning things? Number three, do you want to retire by the age of, let's say, 40? Oh, you don't? Then keep doing what you're doing. Don't watch this. I don't want you to watch this. Get out! Today I'm going to tell you how I bought my first house and how it makes money for me every single month. This is gonna be a 3-part series. So the first part is gonna be how can I get my cash, my credit, and my network in order so that I'm ready to start looking at the market. Second part's gonna be how do you look for a house, what to look for, what the math's like. The third part is gonna be actually buying the house, what happens, how the process goes, who you need. And then the fourth part is gonna be now that I have this house, how do I get it rented out? Number one. Number two, what can I write off on my taxes? This is just my experience. It's not gospel. I'm not claiming to be an expert. I'm just here to tell you how I did it. And how I plan to do it a lot more time until I can't buy anything else, and then I just raise money to buy bigger properties with more people. So let's chat. Let's give it a little chat. Let's have a little chat, see? We're gonna talk, see? And the bottom line is, I'm a goofball. I mean, I don't consider myself stupid, but I'm a joker. I'm like a weirdo. If you've seen any of my videos, you see that I'm not that serious of a guy. But that just shows you that anyone can do it. People put this big aura around things like real estate, investing, saving your money, buying a car, buying a house, getting renters. They make it seem so difficult, and it's not easy, but it's not as difficult as everyone says it is. It really just comes down to who's willing to work the hardest. It has absolutely nothing to do with how smart you are, because honestly, the way I'm investing and the way that you'll probably be investing, you're not gonna be the type of person who makes an analysis and makes a good bet on the equity of a house. You're just gonna be someone who knows an area, knows what the rent's gonna be like, and can almost guarantee positive cash flow given no hiccups. So I'm gonna tell you how to make money every single month by buying a piece of real estate and renting it out. It's gonna take 4 pieces, but we're gonna get through it. And by the time it's done, you're gonna be like, wow, I thought this was way more difficult than it is. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys, and let's get this party started. Part 1, how can I get my cash, my credit, and my network in order so that I'm ready to start looking at the market? Let's do it. The first piece, I think the most important piece of this entire process is going to be your network. So how do you build a network of people that can help you through this process? You know, because you don't have experience. I didn't have experience. And the first step is admitting that. Admitting that you have no clue what you're doing and you need to get in touch with someone who does. What you want to do is put yourself in a position where you're being advised by people who actually know what they're doing. And the way I did this was I talked to anybody who said that they own property. I would just talk to them. I'd say, what do you own? What's your goals? Like, people are willing to answer these questions, and especially if you're young like me, they don't feel threatened by you. They know that if they're making money in something, your small piece of the pie that you're gonna take isn't gonna be a lot. So they're absolutely willing to help, and a lot of them see a little bit of themselves in you if they're successful investors. If they see an ambitious kid looking to invest in something, they're gonna be like, I wanna help this kid. I don't know why, I see a little bit of myself in him. I'm gonna give him the tools he needs to succeed. How do you meet that mentor? What you should do is, are you renting currently? And if you are, who's your landlord? If your landlord is just a property manager, how can you get in touch with that property manager to get in touch with the actual landlord and figure out how they bought their properties? Do your friends live in apartments that are rented? You need to get in contact with the landlord, and the first step is absolutely complimenting. Even if they haven't done much, you just have to say, wow, you have an amazing portfolio. I'm so impressed. I never thought this type of thing was possible, but you know, you have such a successful real estate business. how can I get started? I want to be like you. Because you do. Really, you do want to be like that person. But you have to blow smoke up people's asses just a little bit in order to get them to let you in. You say, hey, I'd like to just learn as much as I can from you. I'll do anything. I can help you for free. Offer to buy them lunch, the whole bit. The second step is once you have this person on the phone who actually knows what they're doing, you talk with them and you just let them talk. You say, how'd you do this? You just ask questions. Don't take more than 30 minutes on the call. And just say, tell me how you got started. Tell me who you use for your mortgage broker. If you use a mortgage broker, how you get financing. Tell me how much you normally use for a down payment. What's your portfolio like? What's your criteria when you're looking for a house? And a lot of times they'll tell you because you're just a kid and they're not threatened by you. They're willing to share that information. Once you have that initial phone call, number one, you thank them by email immediately after the phone call and you say, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to do this. I know you're a busy guy and I know you didn't have to sit down with me, so I just wanted to let you know that I am very appreciative. Step one. Step two, I always send a gift. After the first call, I always send a gift. It has to be something either thoughtful or nice. So if you know this guy loves Ferraris, right? Why don't you send him a coffee table book of Ferraris, right? If you know that this guy loves food, why don't you send him a dinner gift certificate to his favorite restaurant? This is just a nice touch to seal in that network, right? So I just say, hey, thank you so much. And so my thing is I like to send, if I don't know anything about them, I like to send Omaha steaks. So I buy like 4 fillets, 4 sirloins, and then like some desserts. I send them to the house with a nice note that says, hey, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day. I hope your family enjoys these steaks. Honestly, that nice touch at the end just opens the doors. And I know it seems manipulative, but it's not manipulative because you mean it. You sent that gift because you are appreciative. I mean, you want more out of the relationship, but it's like an initial friendship. You give a little to get a little. How do you meet friends? The first thing, the way you make friends, let's talk about in college, right? I remember making friends. It would be like, hey, I'm studying for this test. You're studying for this test. Oh, I have the homework answers, here are the homework answers. Then they give me homework answers. It's a give and get relationship. Then we realize we like each other and we become friends. So it's the same thing with real estate, right? You meet a landlord, you make that connection, you talk with them on the phone, you send a follow-up email, you send a follow-up gift, and then you have that connection for a while. You could turn to him maybe once a month for advice on something you're doing. Key information you want to get out of him is where he buys, what kind of properties he buys, and what makes a property a good buy, right? And he'll tell you for his specific area what his criteria is. And then you want to ask, how do you get your financing? How do you get the money to buy this house? And what they'll do is normally give you to their mortgage officer or their mortgage broker. You want to call the mortgage broker and just say, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I got your information from so-and-so, the landlord. I wanted to introduce myself and say that I'm very interested in buying a house within the next 6 months. What do I need to get in order for that to happen? I want to buy a house that's X amount of money, so say it's $350,000 house. What does my income need to be? What does my credit need to be? And what does my employment history have to look like, right? Oh, and how much cash do I need? You give him all your information, and that's basically where it starts. You find out where you are and where you need to be until you buy a house. The last piece, so you have a mortgage broker, you have a landlord. The last piece is gonna be you need a real estate agent, someone you can trust. Someone who's not just trying to make money off you. I went with a family member. I had a family member who was a real estate agent and I used him throughout my whole process. But you could go through a friend of a friend, right? So if your next door neighbor has a real estate agent in their family, you could talk to that agent, or someone who is connected enough to you that they're not gonna screw you over. I believe in going with someone close to you, but not everyone believes in that. Some people wanna separate business from family, but me personally, if I can help my family and they can give me honest opinions on properties, and how the game works and all that, I think that's just better for me. So we've talked about building your network. After you've built your network is you need a job. You need a job. I don't care what it is. This will limit the amount that they will let you borrow. You can only go into debt up to 45% of your untaxed gross income monthly. Let's say that you bought a $350,000 house, you put 3.5% down and your payment was around $2,250 a month. That $2,250 can only go up to 45% of your gross monthly income. Doing some brief math, X 2250. In order to have a house that makes you responsible for $2,250 a month in mortgage payment and insurance and taxes all bundled together, you need to make at least $5,000 a month gross income. So the first step after you've built your network is getting a job that pays. Maybe it's not $5,000 a month, maybe it's $2,500 a month. At the end of the day, it just boils down to your purchasing power. So your purchasing power is only a function of 45% of your gross monthly income. The first piece was your network. Second piece is a job. You need a job. And once you have that job and your network, when you reach out for the second time to that mortgage broker, you're gonna give him all the information he needs to give you an idea of where you are and where you need to be in order to buy your first house. How much cash do you need? On average, let's say if you're buying a $350,000 house, you're gonna need about $10,000 for the closing costs, and you're gonna need about $11,000 for the 3.5% down payment, assuming that you're doing an FHA or a first-time homeowner program. You need $25,000 about, and then you're gonna want some extra just in case something goes wrong. So let's say you need 30. So 30,000, that gives you about $9,000 just in case you have to fix anything as soon as you buy the house. The last piece is gonna be your credit. You need 3 lines of credit. For me, I had 1 student loan and I had 2 credit cards. So 1 student loan and 2 credit cards, which I use the credit cards often in order to build my credit. Those 3 credit lines, coupled with the cash I had, coupled with the job I had, allowed me to use my network to the best of my ability to take the assets I had and the money I had and the credit score I had, and then I used my network to put it into the right property for me. That's the first part. It's just basically how to build your network, that you need a job, and then how much money and what your credit score needs to look like in order for you to get yourself prepared to take the next step and start looking for a house that'll generate passive income for you. So in the next video, I'm gonna talk about my criteria and how I looked for the house that I wanted. I'm super excited for this series, and if you don't like the finance stuff, I have goofy book reviews and goofy fitness stuff that you might wanna go to. But if you do like finance stuff and you're interested in being independent, definitely tune into this series, because I'm gonna talk to you about how to generate passive income for yourself, which is honestly the best kind of income, because once you make enough passive income, you can make your own schedule. You could do the work you love and not feel backed into a corner no matter what's going on in the economy or around you. If you wanna see more of these finance videos, for sure, give me a thumbs up down below and just comment and be like, yo, Rye, this is sick, this is crazy, I ain't crazy, this is crazy. Just say, yo, Rye, this stuff's crazy, I want more, and then I'll be like, I'm gonna give you more, and then you comment how much more, and I'll comment more. It'll be sick. So definitely comment down below, like this bad boy, subscribe to my channel, subscribe, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. This is gonna be great. I'm so excited. So let's do it, guys.